Okay, good afternoon everyone. It's already 20 past 1. Okay, so we'll start the panel. Okay, sharp. Alright, so for this panel, we are happy that we have two papers to be presented. Okay, one is from the National Cheng Kung University, from Felicitas Wija Lestari. Okay, if I'm not wrong, I'm sorry for the pronunciations. Alright. Okay, so this is one of the papers talking about the Medan Hokkiens as a regional group identity of Chinese Indonesians studying in Taiwan. Okay. So the second paper is Olivia, and the other two authors are the professors of the university, I believe too. It's talking about, it's from Airlangga University. Okay, so it's about the 2023 Maju. Okay, it's a Sea Goddess celebration at Hokkien Kiong, Fusan Gong, okay, at Majogatro Temple. Okay, for today, I'm the moderator. My name is To Hock An. I'm from the Department of Chinese Study in Wenzao University. And our discussant is from the National Zhongxing University. He is Lin Zhilong, okay, as associate professors. Okay. For today, we have 15 minutes for every presenters, and for about 10 minutes for discussion. So actually we have lots of time for the rest of the Q&A. Okay. So I believe that these two papers are very interesting. So I think it's worthy to have more times to have a discussion on it. Okay, the sequence is we will let Ms. Felicitas to present first. Then after the presentation, we will let the discussant, Dr. Lin, okay, to have a comment. Okay, then after that, followed by Olivia. Then you'll be the second presenters. Okay, then I will be the discussants for the second papers. Okay, so okay, if there's no further question, let's begin.
Thank you, Hao. Good afternoon. I think I'm not going to introduce myself because it's already there. I'm studying in National Cheng Kung University from the Department of Taiwanese Literature, section of Taiwan and Southeast Asian Studies. And I'm also an Indonesian teacher in National Cheng Kung University. So today I want to share my research that I did with Cheung Wifun about Medan Hokkien as regional group identity of Chinese Indonesian studying in Taiwan. So Indonesia is a big country with about 270 million people, and we have actually more than 300 ethnic groups. And there are 718 regional language, or in Indonesian people say bahasa daerah. And Medan Hokkien is considered to be one of the regional languages in Indonesia. And Indonesian is usually used as an official language, used in school, office, and regional language is usually used by the family at home and also with friends, and the traditional markets usually. So, Medan Hokkien community in Medan, Chinese Indonesian is one of the ethnic groups in Indonesia. Hokkien is one of the ethnic regional languages in Indonesia, and Medan Hokkien is spoken in Medan area and also around the area, around Medan. In Medan there are about 2.3 million people, and the Chinese Indonesian in Medan about 202,000 people. Medan Hokkien is the most dominant Chinese group in Medan, and also the Chinese language. The language that most dominant in that area is Hokkien Medan, and other ethnicity in Medan, those who speak Hakka, Cantonese, Teochew, and Haiklahong. So in NCQ, actually, we have about 489 Indonesian students studying in the university, and they are from different ethnicities and different language speakers, because we have 718 languages, so they are from different regions and they speak their own regional language. And there are about 202 Chinese Indonesian students in NCKU. And when I do a survey for these Indonesian students, and I have 20 students respond to the survey, and they are from Medan and Medan area. And we already know that language is a means of communication, of course, and it's convey someone's idea, thought, concept, and feelings. And the choice of language that people use is also determined of someone's origin and also someone's identity. In this case, because we talk about regional identity, so Hauser and Fei say that the regional identity is a situation where self-identification is based on a social system of a certain region. So in this case, Medan Hokkien is also a language used by in a certain region in Indonesia. And the national identity person belong to a nation. So in this case, Medan Hokkien is the regional identity for Medan Hokkien speakers, and Indonesian is the identity for all Indonesian in general. And the writing system is important factor in preserving a language. And in the case of Medan Hokkien, up to now there are still a lot of people using it, but in the future we don't know, because Medan Hokkien there is no writing system, only spoken. And also to preserve the language for the future, a speaker attitude towards the language is important. So it depends on the speakers. If they have willingness to preserve it, then the language will stay along. The question of my research is how and why do these Indonesian students in Taiwan use Medan Hokkien as their regional identity. So, and this research objective is to investigate how and why these students hold Medan Hokkien so dearly. They use Medan Hokkien to speak even in Taiwan, and how exclusive they are. This study also investigated the background of Medan Hokkien speakers and the students' attitude towards the language. And the research methodology that I use is both quantitative and qualitative. The quantitative research I did with a survey that we did actually in 2001, and actually this is this research is still going on up to now, because last summer me and Professor Cheng Uibun went to Medan to interview some Indonesian Chinese Indonesian Hokkien speakers. And there's the picture. So the origin of Chinese Indonesian in Medan. Actually, this community came from before Dutch came. But then, when Dutch came, there are many Chinese migrant workers contracted by Dutch to work for them. And at the beginning, from in Batavia, they work for Dutch government. Dutch able to build buildings, and then the Dutch met these people who work for them. And send them to different areas, including Sumatra, North Sumatra, it is in Medan. And that sent them in 1874, and they worked for the tobacco field. At that time, tobacco field is a kind of jewel for them, and very important, like in the past, that people from Europe came to Indonesia to get nutmeg. Is similar to that. And some of the Chinese people came to Medan as traders. They sell goods for Chinese people who already live in Medan. and also for those workers. And this community get a lot of discrimination in Indonesia, but it's a very sensitive topic. But the discrimination that happened to them influence their life and also build their characteristic. So in Indonesia, there are some incidents that happen to this community in general, Chinese Indonesian in general. There are a lot of issues about communism that make some, not all Indonesian people, they have bad feelings about this community, so they discriminate them. And in the Suharto era, Chinese Indonesian community are forbidden to speak Chinese. They closed his regime closed the school because of the incident, past history. And but in Java, people don't, mostly the Chinese community, they cannot speak Chinese or other Chinese languages. But in Medan, they still speak Hokkien, and also in different areas like Singkawang, they speak Hakka. And Bangka Belitung, they speak also Hakka. But that's because this area are far from the authority. If you are living in the around the authority, the policy is stricter. They will, I think they will watch you harder than for those who live a bit far away. So in Medan, they still speak Hokkien Medan, they still, and also other area far away from Java. My friend also from Java, who live in Java, who live in Java, they cannot anymore speak Mandarin, they cannot speak Hokkien, they cannot speak Hakka. But one of my friends in the university, she can speak Mandarin. She's from Medan, and also a little bit Medan Hokkien. And then, Chinese Indonesian community have some experience, like traumatic experience, like the riot that targeted innocent Chinese Indonesian community in 1998, and then incident of the Indonesian governor, the Jakarta governor, and also there are some other incidents have influenced their feelings and their lives, and they started to kind of like isolated from the general community. This also happened to Medan Hokkien community. Based on Luby's research, she had a interview with some Medanese people, and they don't want to talk to her because they don't want to get involved with the political issues. And then there's this finding here. So actually, Medan Hokkien is the hybridization of Hokkien and Indonesian with Medan accent, and it doesn't have a writing system yet. But I found the example how they write by writing it in Indonesian without tone mark, and some of them using Mandarin tone mark, for tone mark. And if actually teaching Hokkien Medan for the new generation is not a problem, but if it is spoken, but the writing system, they don't have it, so they have a difficulty of understanding the text because there is no tone. So this is the finding that I got from my research. There are 20 students responded, and all of them speak Medan Hokkien. And Medan Hokkien speakers in Medan, actually there are not only this Chinese community, but also other ethnicities, because they work for them. And they use Medan Hokkien at school, universities, for communication, and from very young and old, they speak Medan Hokkien in that area in Medan. And students who responded my research, my survey, they all speak Medan Hokkien, and they tend to be exclusive to speak only the language with the community. So they also mingle with Indonesian, but they tend to use Medan Hokkien with their community. And from the research that I found, they are so proud to be able to speak Medan Hokkien because other people from different areas in Indonesia, they cannot speak Chinese language anymore, Hokkien or Mandarin or other languages. And then this is the example of the written form of Medan Hokkien that they use on the script. So with a little bit a tone mark and the other one not. And in conclusion, so I found out that the students are very happy to maintain their language and to preserve this language. Medan Hokkien needs a writing system. Maybe we can take this is my idea. Maybe too much, but they can adopt the POG writing system. POG is the writing system that Taiwanese people found the Romanized Thai. It would be helpful, I think. And then from the experience that they have, the history in the past give influence to the mentality of the students, because they had it in Indonesia and also in Medan, in Taiwan. They also tend to be exclusive, to mingle with their small community. And I think that's all about my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we would like to have Dr. Lin as a discussant. Okay, thank you very much, and dear everyone. It's my great pleasure to come here. And frankly speaking, this is my first time to come to this university. I heard the reputation, but I have no chance to come. Okay, thank you very much, and I love this university. The building is great. Okay, the campus looks quite good. Okay, and thank you for the paper. I mean, Felicitas. This is a very interesting paper. I'm convinced I do not do any research about Southeast Asia, but I travel around and I try to do some field work. So my comment actually is from your presentation and from my image about Southeast Asia. Oh, okay. First of all, this paper is about language speaking in Indonesia, especially in Medan. I think it's quite interesting because this is a very big city, but in comparison to Jakarta or in another big city, it seems likely the Chinese here, they will be happy to speak their own language. But probably the reason is in Jakarta, they fear or they cannot speak Mandarin Chinese anymore. When I travel to Indonesia, and this is my impression, in Jakarta, people, they do not speak Mandarin Chinese, and my friend told me if you speak Mandarin Chinese in Jakarta, someone will beat you or something. It means it's better you stop speak Mandarin Chinese, and I think this is quite interesting point when you pick up Medan as a case study. However, not everyone understand Indonesia very well, so we need a map, please, in this paper. Okay. I try to Google, and finally I understand much more about Indonesia. Okay, first of all, a map, please. And the second part, I think it's very main point in this paper about identity. And you write a lot about identity and make very important points from some research done. First of all, is about identity come from language. And meanwhile, you mentioned the language sometimes they can make identity by social movement or by social structure.
I'm quite anxious to see in your case study, can you try to apply more theory here on, because it seems likely the case of Indonesia is very particular, but however, probably some research done, we can use it more, okay? Okay, this is one part I wish to see. And meanwhile, you mentioned the language loss. I think it's quite interesting indeed, because in Taiwan, this is a crisis we are facing now. Some language, my generation, I confess, I cannot speak Hokkien anymore. But my speaking Hokkien is very bad, and I'm really very sorry for my mother and my grandmother and my father and grandfather. And so, what is the reason for Taiwanese language crisis? Probably there's a political reason, I will say. However, meanwhile, there are more reasons to cause this crisis. You mentioned some research done about the colonization or migration or economic reason or social change. Even probably it's about the medical reason like diseases. But I will say this is a very interesting point, because we know under the colonial period, it seems like in Southeast Asia, the Chinese, they can speak Chinese at that time. We know, probably in Malaysia, in Malaya, or Indonesia, or in Philippines, before 1945, Chinese can speak Chinese. So, not all colonists, they will try to make a very serious or hard language policy. Even in Japan, when they come to Taiwan, Taiwanese, we can still speak some kind of local language, even Aboriginal. Probably they can speak their own language. I mean, probably this is very interesting reason. How come after 1945, the situation changed in South Asia? So the following section, Felicita, you mentioned some very interesting policy made in Indonesia. It seems likely you mentioned the reason is distrust. The Indonesian government, or the Indonesian people, they didn't trust the Chinese anymore. And the reason you give is communism. But personally, I thought probably there are more reasons. Because according to my very limited field of work in South Asia, it's likely economic factor is a reason too. It seems likely some Chinese there, they are quite rich, and it seems likely it's jealous or some kind of reason causes the distrust. Therefore, I think probably we can do a more detailed research, and this paper, I will say, got potential to develop fully into one public, even one book. Therefore, I would like to see the question list, frankly speaking, because in this paper you mentioned you ask a lot of questions, but we don't know what kind of question you ask, because it seems likely the sample you choose is limited, because you talk to some Indonesian people in your university. So, according to the sample survey, probably this is not good enough, because it's in your university only, in Tainan only. So if you can extend your list to Taiwan, and maybe you can extend your list by more detailed question list, and very carefully, because some bias probably come from gender, especially religion, probably you will affect their wish to speak the language. So I think probably we can do a more careful research here. Okay, so this is one part. I think probably you can improve about the question list, but I cannot say too much because I have not seen your question list. Okay. So the next part will come from when you mention about the history about Hokkien speaking in Indonesia. Probably we can divide into some parts according to history and according to location, because we know there are many islands in Indonesia. So you mentioned Java and you mentioned Sumatra. So probably in some areas the situation will be different. So probably this is very interesting if we can extend this part. Okay, and the next part about the writing system, I think it's quite interesting indeed because we know in Taiwan we got a writing system already, but it seems likely it's not used fully, and there are some controversial about the writing system. But you mentioned some quite interesting example about how people in Indonesia they write Hokkien, and I just wonder, is it used in younger generation or older generation? And meanwhile, for example, if we try to type Hokkien by mobile phone, maybe it's very useful to promote the writing system because it's very convenient, especially the writings in Roma. So in comparison to if we try to type Hokkien by Mandarin Chinese writing system in mobile phone, I feel very tight, and maybe this is a good way if we promote the mobile phone writing system. Probably we can promote this kind of Hokkien writing system too. And meanwhile, in your presentation, you mentioned one very interesting point about, I think it's the part very interesting. You mentioned the exclusion made comfortable, and Chinese people in very inclusion environment, they will feel very comfortable to speak Mandarin in Hokkien. I just wonder probably this applies to the case in Malaysia too, because in Malaysia, as I know, probably some Chinese there, they do not live with Malay, and they live very separate, maybe house and campus. And it seems to me some Chinese living in Malaysia, they are very proud to be a Chinese there, and the identity to be Chinese very strong in comparison to probably Philippines or Thailand. And the Chinese in Thailand actually they cannot speak Chinese well, and they do not care. They do not care. But this is another reason, another case study, but I think very interesting if you can do some international comparison. Okay, and then the last one I would like to ask about you is the definition of Chinese in Indonesia. What is definition? Because anyway, you can give me one definition and probably it's more clear because Chinese actually is not very clear, it's ambitious. It's a very ambitious concept, I will say. So if you mean 中国人 or 华人 or 闽南人 or anyways, so what kind of Chinese you refer probably you can tell us. Okay, thank you very much. This is my comment.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Lin. And now, let's begin with the second papers for this panel. This paper is contributed by Ms. Olivia and also Dr. Toitik Kusbadiati. I don't know whether my pronunciation is correct or not. Dede Oitomo. Okay, so please begin.
My name is Olivia. I'm a doctoral student from Erlangga University.
Can you use the mic, please?
Oh,
yes.
Hi. my name is Olivia. I'm a doctoral student in Airlangga University. I'm working at Petra University, Petra Christian University, Chinese Department. My English is not really fluent because I rather speak Chinese than English, but this is international. My topic is about Maju Sikata celebration at Mojokerto Temple. Maju 在富山宫的绕境活动。Mojokerto is one of the city on the southwest of Surabaya. It's about 1 hour, 1.5 hour from Surabaya to Mojokerto, and there is a very old temple. It's about 200 years temple. My research is about field work at this 2023 May 14 is about Maju birthday. Maju the Sunday. I'm using ethnographic method and historic approach. I'm doing I'm obtain information from direct data, asking them, and I use secondary source like journal, article, book, newspaper, like Frank and Salmon about Chinese epigraphic material in Indonesia. And in her book, Frank and Salmon is writing about Mojokerto Temple, and there is the Fusangong is located at Jalan Panglima Sudirman No. 1, dedicated to Tianhou, 就是马祖的一个名草。According to oral tradition, the temple is founded in 1823 on a plot of land owned by Oi Kian Hua. The building has been repaired and enlarged several times, the last being about 1988, and finished. Judging from the finishing in the 1920 and 1913, the temple was attended by rather wealthy devotees from central Fujian, especially from Fuzhou. So I use this book of picture and seeing what I found in this year. This book is writing about 1980. It's about almost 40 years ago, and the first picture I'm not found it anymore in that temple, but this is important more because it writing about 1907 years. The first one is Guangxu 丁系年用球力 indicated the year is 1897. It was made and writing in this inscription. This is my own photo picture. I take it in May, and this is in the book. It's about Hang Hai Ci Hang. The picture above it can be seen that writing Hang Hai Ci Fan is still here, and we can see it in the temple, and in here is we can see the year about the writing, the inscription. The picture above is talking about Xiaomi Zhanzhe is shown the year of writing is Min Ying Mao Zhe Nian Yuan Yue Ji Dan, about 1928. Xiaomi Zhanzhe. You can see it about maju, almost every overseas Chinese know who is maju. Maju is sea goddess, but maybe young people is not know her anymore. In Indonesia, we call her Macho, and then it's from Hokkien pronounce Macho. Same with here, Macho. So in use Indonesia is Macho.所以 in Indonesia call is Dewi Macho 就是天上四目的。Raojing. After Suharto's Suharto era, this is there is no Raojing tradition and it stopped all. But after Suharto era, after 1988, about 2002 2002年以后就开始有这个Raojing活动。In Taiwan, we can see this large festival is almost held to honor Maju Goddess. Usually, where Maju Goddess has her birthday, is about May is 农历的3月29号，对不对？29还是3月23的，对的 ，every third month 23。In this year is for about May 12 is Friday. It's because Friday they held it the tradition is on the weekend because weekend everybody has more time. And because it's the COVID-19, this tradition is stopped about 2 years, almost 3 years, and that's why this year is more important. This is the first biggest Maju Raojing. In Taiwan, we can see that Raojing is divided into 3 types: Raojing, Gexiang, and Jinxiang. Raojing is a duty from the god to surround a certain area for the safety of the people and receive respect from his people. Gexiang is an activity on a god birthday where the same god who is in the branch temple will return to the main temple to invoke Xianghuo. Jinxiang, a social activity between one temple and another by visiting one and another. This is the day when I'm going to follow the Raojing tradition. About the 实验表, the schedule is 星期四 Wednesday no Wednesday is not 星期三 Thursday is they use Bingsi papet
wayang kulit
皮影戏对，wayang kulit 印尼的皮影戏的，他们是传统的印尼的皮影戏，完全传统的，所以他们没有用中国风的皮影戏，而是印尼的皮影戏。Jadi yang diadakan Indonesian puppet. And then the Friday there's Friday is actually is Maju birthday. They use prayer together pray and not necessary. The final is on the Saturday is because about 52 temple follow this. They coming and on the Saturday is very any activity. Based on the brochure, there's a series of activities but the event did not only focus on the culture of the Chinese community, but also cultural acculturation. It's called shadow puppet, BNC. I'm arrived about Saturday around 9 o'clock. The temple group from the outside of the city arrived, and the committee would immediately announce its truth, speaker, and the sound of drum and lion dance will be performed to accept us and receive our kimsing about the card statue. This is the road we walking from here to here is around about almost 4 kilometers. This is when they receive our kimsing from the other temple. They will receive on at Saturday, and when the Sunday they will give back to us. The committee will place the statue from the other temple around the altar of the Matu, Goddess Matu. And this is the Kiao, in the Indonesian called Kiao, from Hokkien pronouns. And visitor will pray and pay respect to the statue of God from various other temples. Kiao, Kiao. Fujian Kiao. And this is at the night they will make a performance and let from everybody to come and see. They will a lot of stage performance and auction event. And this is the Sunday activities. They started with lion dance and the dragon dance performance. They will put and every temple will be prepared to start the celebration. From the visitor and other people, other temple people will be mutual visiting and training activities. And this is when the day when we walk and going to celebration, take the kiao. They will make a performance and dancing. And after arrive, they will make a very high about performance and very better. They will perform their final performance when they arrive back at the temple. My conclusion: the commercialization of belief and religion is an important part of the tourism industry. So there is no need to be surprised if the end media and government intervention also played an important role in activities that previously tend to be carried out behind closed doors by certain sectors. Things like this is also starting to happen in Indonesia. The cultural position of the Hokkien Temple in the Jakarta also shown the combination of commercialization, media intervention, and government involvement, with hope to be able to push the economy and the tourism industry in the city of Mojokerto. Okay, thank you. If there is I can let. There is a video.
We can still have 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to see a video?
Okay, your video is 2 minutes 19 seconds. Okay, we can have it. We can see all. Okay, we have enough time for that.
I cut it. 三进三退。
三进三退。Okay, that's all. Okay, thank you very much. All right, thank you so much for Miss Olivia. All right, we can see from this paper, actually, it's a very clear record, okay, about the event of the celebrations of the birthday of sea goddess Ma Zhu in Hokkien-gyeong at Mojokerto city, right? It's Kota Mojokerto. All right. So, okay, and we can see from papers, okay, it tells us about the history of the temples, and also there are interviews, okay, for those participants in the events, and also the records of the rituals, okay, which make us have more understanding about the Mazo belief in Indonesia. So this is a great job. However, as a discussant, I would like to bring some questions to make it more interesting. All right. Okay. As an academic papers, okay, we would like to see, okay, what is the main topics in the paper, or is there any major research questions? Okay. For example, if we are talking about the history of the temples, okay, we learned that for the tablet, right? We see in the temple that is in the Qing dynasty, all right, that is 1897, which means is the late Qing. Is Guangxi Ding You Nian. Okay, there's a typo in your paper. It's Ding You, okay, not Ding Xi. Okay, the Yo, okay, is the early branch, okay, of yes. All right. Okay, and the wording on the tablets is 慈航进度, all right. But there's another two tablets which is already 民国. Okay, 民国, I see from the tables, sometimes it's 民国, sometimes it's 民英. I believe it should be 民国, right? Which is the calendar used by the ROC, right? For ROC Taiwan. All right, it's 航海词反. All right, 航海词反. I think this state the features of the goddess. Okay, which means in the history, okay, we know that the worshipping of Ma Zhu, okay, started with the residents in Fujian, especially those voyagers. They need to travel across the rough sea, and there is no safety navigation equipment. Okay, so that normally they bring a god or goddess, a statues on the boat, okay, to protect them. That's why Ma Zhu belief is spreading, okay, from Fujian, okay, around South Asia, but not only South Asia. I've checked, okay, with some of the records, it even worshipped by Chinese, okay, in United States. Okay, but for sure is that the worshipping of Ma Zhu is related to Chinese religions. So you are talking about Sanjiao, right? Samgao in the Bahasa Indonesian. Sanjiao He Yi. Okay, that's actually started from the Song Dynasty. Jiao, okay, can refer to as religion, 宗教. but also to education, 教化, to cultivate. Okay, so the Sanjiao will be Buddhism, Taoism, and also Confucianism. But normally we don't treat Confucianism as a type of religious belief. Instead, it's a kind of teaching. Yes, it's a kind of teaching. It's a 教化, education. Okay, so from this paper, actually we can talk more about the identity or about the political situations, and maybe we can talking about the economic developments in Indonesia, because it mentions about in the Suharto era. Okay, this activities is banned, but they restore after 2002. Okay. So, which means, okay, the riches of Maju celebrations is actually related to Chineseness. Always said, okay, the Chinese cultures, okay, is we can clearly observe that, okay, there are many factors, okay, in this riches, which is related to the Chinese community, but also observe that in the Mojokerto city, over 91.2% are Muslim. Okay, but from your interview, right? Do you interview some Muslim?
Yes.
Yes, and okay. So this is one of the points that we can observe, right? From the point of view of the political situations of Chinese in Indonesia, but also the acceptance of the local, especially Muslim, okay, of other religious activities, or did they recognize it as an religious activities, or it's just a cultural activities? There might be difference. Okay. Yes, yes. Okay, and also, there might be a questions about Chinese. Okay. Does the Indonesian Chinese, okay, recognize themselves as Chinese? Indonesian Chinese in the sense that they are also the citizens of Indonesia, okay, but it's different from the Chinese from China, okay. This is one part of it, and second part, okay, from the interviews we know that most of the people, they didn't know about the significance of the riches. Okay, so can we interpret further about this phenomenon? So I think, okay, we can actually draw an account on the significance of the riches, and also how the locals they recognize these activities, and also, okay, in the fields of religions, identity, politics, or economies. Okay, I think we can focus on one field, and we might have interesting finding. Okay, so okay, that's all what I can say within 10 minutes. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And so, okay, let's start with, okay, we would like to hear some replies from Ms. Wizi.
Thank you very much. I want to answer the question about why I use Chinese Indonesian. I did it on purpose, actually.
I did it on purpose because actually in Indonesia since 2004 there is a presidential decree from Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono where Indonesian people use Tionghoa to represent Chinese Indonesian community, and change Tiongkok instead of China because of the sensitiveness of this term, because it has a kind of psychosocial effect on the relationship between this community and other ethnicities. But I use Chinese Indonesian in this case instead of Tionghoa because in Taiwan Literature Department we have a borderline between Chinese and Taiwanese. Taiwanese is Hokkien, that is spoken by Taiwanese people, and Chinese is Mandarin, that's spoken by most of Taiwanese people because of the language banning under KMT regime. So actually, Tionghoa is Hokkien name, is Hokkien term. So actually, it is kind of little bit in Indonesia politically between Taiwan and China. It has a kind of problem, right? So, but what happened to the policy from Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono, where he chose Tionghoa, actually Tionghoa and Tiongkok is Hokkien term, actually Taiwanese, not Chinese. So I think there is a kind of little bit like problematic this term. And then why I choose Chinese Indonesian instead of Indonesian Chinese, I did it on purpose as well, because if I use Indonesian Chinese, this community, it has a negative sense. They are Indonesian, but they are Chinese. So at the end, it will have negative impact on their identity as Indonesian. But if I use, they are Chinese Indonesian, they are Chinese ethnicity like Japanese ethnicity like me, but they are Indonesian also. So we are united by this term into Chinese Indonesian. So that's why I use this term. So maybe.
Yes, thank you. How Mr. Oliver, would you like to respond now or maybe later? It's okay.
It's okay. I am just talking. I think we use Chinese Indonesian is because it's prefer to we have Indonesian citizen. We are Indonesian citizen, but we are also 华人华侨华裔应该是华裔。We born at Indonesia and at Suharto era, like me, I can speak Chinese before. And then 2002, I'm coming to Taiwan. I learned Chinese from zero to, and that's the main problem is about Chinese Indonesian is about identity. That's why they try to revive the Maju celebration activity too. So it's not a political and economic. Of course, it's about economy because need many money to make this activity. And why is government is want to us to support this activity is because when they make this activity too, every hotel is full, and because from 52 temples from other cities are coming, and many almost Indonesian people and visited Muslim people is follow this activity to almost every street we going to is everyone is happy and they can make the economy more quickly revive because it's COVID-19.
So does this activity attract visitors to Mojokerto city?
Yeah.
Do you have any statistic or just briefly how much?
I'm not because my research is about cultural. I'm not have economic data, but at the day if we go into hotel, they say almost it's full.
And did the Muslims take part in the event?
Muslim, yeah.
They join in to
it's,
carry the selanche? I mean, to
Oh no
take
no no
part?
no.
Or just an
Oh, some is like the thing, the dragon dance is tentara apa?
The dragon
Army, is Indonesian army.
Oh,
As you see in the first video.
yes.
It's
And the
Indonesian
dragon dance is
I'm
Indonesian
aware
army.
of the uniform.
Yes,
they
Yeah,
wear.
yeah, yeah.
They
So-
from this
Okay,
ritual.
so they are soldiers.
Yeah, there's Indonesian soldiers, and if you see almost about dragon, not dragon, lion dance, barongsai, Ursu, that is some is Muslim.
Okay, the dancer.
Yeah, the dancer and play the tambor, ku, taku, dan lo,
The
也
drum.
是本地人。
Okay, so Muslim.
Yeah. So maybe almost and from this is 华人比较少 Chinese people not to dragon and lion dance anymore.
So they are the organizer, but they don't take part. Is that what you mean?
No,
They
they take a part.
took part.
They follow temple as a temple member.
Or this is a kind of strategy that
No.
They
They still
make-
believe in the Muslim, but they do this performance.
yeah, I understand. I mean it's for the organizer. Is it a strategy to let more people to join in, so that they let the soldiers or some Muslim to participate in the events, not the praying part, but the entertainment part.
Maybe is the government try to make other people can accept Chinese. I don't know.
Maksudnya Paknya itu organisasinya itu. I'm sorry to speak bahasa.
It's okay.
To explain it.
Saya boleh understand sedikit.
Bisa saja. 我讲华语啊，我比较会讲中文。
Maksudnya bapaknya itu organisasi tempelnya itu mau melok no kafe atau ini pas selebrasinya aja si tentara Muslim apa itu ikut. Jadi tidak pas sembayangnya gitu. Ya selebrasinya aja gitu.
Sesuatu partisipasi karena mereka toleransi.
Toleransi.
Ya. Tolerance.
It's because of tolerancy.
Ya.
It's interesting.
So can I say
Yeah.
actually Indonesian people are not that bad that people imagine from the discrimination actually. I want to share a little bit as well that I know by Indonesian migrant workers here in Taiwan, in Thailand, because I know them, some of them, and they have one time they have this kind of celebration, and these Indonesian migrant workers are Muslims, all Muslims, and their employer asked them to participate in the music from the temple, Chinese temple here, with the Indonesian migrant workers. They are playing music in the car. It is viral. It is in the YouTube. If you can find it. So they sing Indonesian song, dancing, and so many Taiwanese, because it is in Thailand, and Taiwanese people gather with this celebration. So all of the Muslim, and they do it. So actually, Indonesian people, only some of them who has problem with this issue. But in general, in Java especially, we are okay. I have so many friends of Chinese community, and we believe happily. I think right. Only in certain places and certain people actually who has different ideas.
Or maybe it's in Surabaya. Is there any?
No. I'm doing the Pasuruan. It's not Surabaya. And then my temple, Pasuruan temple, going to follow this Mojokerto activity. So I see that from two perspectives.
One more thing that I want to share. Last summer, I went to Aceh. ASEAN is very well known as a Muslim area region, and they have Sharia law. If you are caught doing adultery, then you will be beaten in front of public. So it happened. So I went there, and I'm Catholic. So for me as a Catholic person, I just need to wear a long skirt, a long dress, but I don't need to wear hijab. Only for those Muslim people who have to wear hijab. But for me, not. And I interview Chinese community in that area, in Aceh, and actually they live side by side, and they have no conflict, they have no problem. And this Chinese community also sometimes they have like celebration together. So that's what happened. It's real because I talked to them, and I went to the temple.
It is true.
True. Amazingly, true. I was so shocked as well.
So why language is the issue? How come language become the issue?
May I say something?
So let's open the floor
Let's
discussion. Yeah, so that everyone can join.
I got opinion just to add in the discussion. Okay, so about the discrimination, I think it's because of political. Yeah, so it all started when Mao Zedong, when he declared the of the People's Republic of China, he claimed that all Chinese in the world are the citizens of People's Republic of China. So the citizen is by birth. If you are Chinese, you are the citizens, right? That all started from there. Then the government in Southeast Asia started to question. So, which nationality you pick? You want to be Indonesian or you want to be part of the People's Republic of China? That started. So, and then I think it's during the Sukarno time, Sukarno issue, they call PP 10, Peraturan Pemerintah Nomor 10, PP 10. So, the Chinese in Indonesia have to choose. You want to be Indonesian citizen or you want to be Chinese citizen. I think it happened to other countries as well, in Malaysia, in Thailand, in Philippines, even in Singapore. Then those that prefer to be Chinese citizens, normally,
Has to move
Yeah.
China back to China.
written, they call 回家, 回国, I don't know. So the People's Republic of China send the ships to Indonesia to collect those that want to go to China. But in Chinese community itself, there's a split, right? There's one organization called Paperki. Yeah, it's worth to be researched. Paperki, Badan Permusyawaratan Kewarganegaraan Indonesia. This Chinese wants to be assimilated as Indonesian. They are politically very active, and they want to be assimilated as Indonesian. They don't want to be regarded as Chinese. They want to be Indonesian. But what happened? They are very aggressive and militant, and they are linked to Partai Communist Indonesia. So those that very Indonesian, very nationalist, they are linked to communism. So when the 1965 happened, most of them got arrested and killed. All those Chinese want to be Indonesian, part of Indonesian, got arrested and killed. And some of them just ran away. So those that return to China, they are safe for the time being. But what happened in China, they have a cultural revolution. So they are very bad as well in China actually. Yeah, I got two aunts, auntie, they returned to China, and then in 1978 they left China for Hong Kong, and then one uncle. I think every family have the story for that. Yes, I think it's more political. So when the 1965 coup happened, they closed all the Chinese schools, including the Taiwanese, the ROC schools. So they don't discriminate, you are communist or you are not. They just closed everything and confiscated all the assets and put under military, I think, supervision. Yeah, that happened like that.
Oh,
Yeah. So it's more political.
yes.
Because of Cold War.
How about, do you have Indian in?
Yeah, we got.
But,
yes.
yeah.
Oh,
But
in Medan.
they have
Yeah,
but they have a
Medan.
choice too,
Medan.
right? Whether to return to India or to stay in Indonesia. They cannot have two nationalities. Only choose one, right? Regardless of where you come from. You're from China, you're from India or other countries. You can have only one nationality, right? I think there's the common policies within Southeast Asia.
Yes.
But very complicated.
In Medan there is a big group of Indian, also
Yeah.
in Surabaya, in Java.
Yeah.
Okay. And
They call
side by
calling.
side with Arab people.
Yeah. It's
in
really
our
quite calling.
region.
But I also observed the diversification of cultures, cultural pattern in Indonesia. For example, what's that? Bali, right? And also that your university, your logo of uni is what, Garuda?
Garuda.
Ah, Garuda.
Garuda is actually is originated from Hindi cultures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a vehicle of Vishnu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because kerajaan Indonesia dulu mencapai
Their logo of the university.
Yeah.
Airlangga. Airlangga is the top 3 university in Indonesia.
Can I ask a question about the
Of
presentation?
course, we already opened.
Coming back to the presentation, I'm very intrigued. I have 2 questions. One question has to do with government policies towards the Chinese, and the second question has to do with the use of Chinese characters and what will happen in the future. I think the first question has been answered by some of the participants here, that now the government policies are much more relaxed, and in that regard has created an atmosphere where Chinese culture, Chinese festivals and so on and so forth can actually flourish, as you can witness in the festival activities in this video. So the 2 levels of interaction, I suppose. The answer of the question about animosity between or the discrimination against the Indonesian Chinese has to do with state policies. Now that the state policies are actually much more relaxed, I'm intrigued by your response to the question about the participants in the lion dance, and you're saying that those are soldiers.
Yeah.
So there is state involvement in these Chinese activities. Is that what you're saying? Is there any economic backing, financial subsistence to the Chinese community to revive or revitalize their festivals? Do you know of any state assistance, government assistance?
Actually, if we want to perform like this, we need a government permit to photo izin pemerintah.
So you have government permits and you have government finance and you have military involvement. I mean, the soldiers being the participants as the lion dancers.
And the Mojokerto is the Mojokerto Bupati is Sedang, Mojokerto Sedang. They 支持这个活动，支持
If that is indeed the case, then I see a complete relaxation
Yeah,
of
it's really
policies
complete.
towards the Chinese in Indonesia.
The
Am I correct
complete is
to come
because
to that conclusion?
yeah, I need to 补充一下因为是你说的三教合一嘛，these three dharma religion is very complicated. It's almost we can see almost from Netherlands when the Holland
Occupied Indonesia.
occupied Indonesia. Chinese identity is 华人也不知道他的身份嘛，因为他们都是受到荷兰教育，所以那时候在ngomong itu gimana saya，荷兰教育的时候，他们都是要有荷兰的思想，有荷兰的思想的时候，他们也有那个荷兰宗教，西方的宗教，那时候他们都是要基督化，因为有基督化，有一些华人都是觉得，我们也要有一个自己的圣人的那种。这就是为什么孔子就变成这个宗教的信仰了，在印尼。然后因为西方的思想都有圣经的，他们也是拿孔子的《论语》翻译成圣经的那种之类的。因为他们学的孔子的这个《论语》也不是像我是来台湾我就是学《论语》，所以我从中文的角度看这个《论语》，可是他们就是没有。他们也不懂中文，他们先学英文，然后看英文的翻译的版本读《论语》，然后又翻译成印尼文，这个就变成很复杂的一个意思。他们的翻译的时候有一些错误的概念什么的。有时候我自己读的时候，我觉得，为什么会这样？原来也是因为他们有那种的背景，那时候有那个文化背景，他们也受到那个西方的文化。这就是为什么他们都是要有一个一教论，一个一神论的，他们把这个从孔子的地位拉的，好像变成一个神的一样的，不是只有哲学的或那个了。
It's very complicated.
对呀，所以这个东西变得很复杂，很复杂。然后他们因为那时候其实有分两个派，有那个孔庙的，也只有拜孔教有文庙，是说有文庙的，结果有另外的一派是。要三角，他们连道家也要一起的，所以这个变成太多那个问题，就很奇怪。然后每一个地方有地区化的，他们每个地区也有不同的，他们拜的妈祖的那个仪式活动是什么也会不一样。
Can I come back to that issue of assertiveness of Chineseness among Indonesian Chinese today? I mean, I can understand during the Dutch era, during the Suharto era, the Chinese identity has been, suppressed and so on and so forth, and many Chinese don't really recognize their Chinese origin. That I understand. That's not my question. My question now is whether there is, do you see a reassertiveness of Chineseness among Chinese Indonesians? You understand what I'm saying? That people are becoming more and more aware of their Chinese identity, as reflected in festivals like this, and this is the most obvious one. The second approach of showing your Chinese identity is learning Chinese. Okay, and that's my next question about the use of Chinese characters in festivals like this. I don't see many Hanzi. I don't see many Chinese characters there. So is there? So let's say, given the passage of time, when now you have more and more Chinese schools, the Chinese Indonesians are learning more and more Chinese. Do you see a trend here in festivals like this? They will use more and more Chinese characters in the open.
No.
You don't, huh? Why is that so?
Because Indonesian Chinese people is not much can speak and writing Chinese.
Okay.
They can speak but not writing.
It is just
about
festival. May I say something? So this kind of activity just about festival. It's not Chineseness. Just like you refer to. What happened now? Many Chinese Indonesians become Christians. Okay. So because we were educated in Christian schools, and those that very hardcore Christian, they are banned to go to this temple. So in my hometown, Kediri, just not far from Mojokerto, it is very difficult to get people to come to the temple. So those that actually running the temple is not the local Kediri Chinese, but those coming from Medan. Those people from Medan still preserve this
And Singawang.
activity. But those Chinese living in Java, most of them become Christians.
Okay, I'm sorry, as a moderator,
Yeah.
I need to control that. Okay, it's still free for you to discuss, but those who want to leave can leave for the tea.
Yeah.
Thank you.